Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I am back at Disneyland for part 2 of why I think Lightning Lane should be a little bit more expensive and how we could change it. I'm gonna go a little bit more into depth with that, and especially the changes that I think should happen to Lightning Lane for the future to make the experience better for everybody. So, how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, back at the Disneyland Resort, another beautiful day here in Southern California. It is very hot. So before we get into Lightning Lane, I did want to mention that, hey, bring your shorts, bring your tank tops, sunscreen, be prepared if you're traveling to Southern California because yeah, it's a scorcher. Today it's like 105. Yeah, if you haven't already watched part 1 of this conversation, I'll leave that link down below in the description for you to check out. I suggest watching that first and then bouncing back over to this video. You know, one big thing I wanted to talk about right off the bat was how variable the Lightning Lane really is and how the park always changes. Like for example, at the time of filming this right now, as you can see, the line for Big Thunder Mountain is actually not that bad. When it is really long, it does spill out into this overflow for by Rancho. And generally when the park isn't busy like today, the Lightning Lane and the standby queues kind of coexist very nicely together. But when the park is extremely busy and people are incentivized to buy Lightning Lane, that's where the issue comes in. The price of the Lightning Lane is so cheap that a lot of people, generally a lot of people in the park on a very busy day are totally down to spend that $20 because they know the park is going to be busy and they want to use their time wisely and they want to get on as many attractions as possible. Now when I say cheap, I mean considering Disneyland. I know $20 for a lot of people, including myself. Yeah, I mean, it's 20 bucks. I'm going to use that 20 bucks wisely somewhere else on other things. But when you're talking about Disneyland, $20 doesn't really take you that far here. 4 churros is $20. A normal quick service meal here at the park is nearly $20. Souvenirs are over $20 in some instances. So yeah, like I'm saying, $20 goes by very, very quick here. And I say $20 is nothing because I take in consideration all the other theme parks that are charging for skip the line systems or expedited line systems. You know, that was another thing that was kind of shocking to me, how many people are actually not aware of the other theme parks here in Southern California that offer a similar system and charge a considerable amount more than what Disney is. Disney actually has the cheapest out of everyone in SoCal. Disney is the least expensive. Universal, for example, is charging $100 all the time, and on average, they're getting close to $200 for their skip the line service. And it's very similar in the sense that you can only skip the line once. They do have other options though, if you want to pay a little extra to be able to do the rides as many times as you want. Knott's Berry Farm, $70 to $80, sometimes even $100. Six Flags, $80 to $100. So again, Disney is by far the least expensive when it comes to the skip the line service. All the other parks, $100 and up all the time. And that's why so many people are purchasing it. $20 is nothing, especially when you consider some families are spending thousands of dollars to be here in the first place. So yeah, what's an extra 20 bucks per person to get us on a few extra rides? But like I was saying, on busy days, that's where we run into issues because then so many people jump into that window of opportunity because it is so affordable that in turn, the line just moves to a different point in the attraction. And when there's so many Lightning Lane people, you don't really save that much time in the day. I've looked at comments from people from here in California and in Florida that say they were only able to do an extra 2 or 3 attractions just because of the amount of people that were able to purchase Lightning Lane. Now again, like I said in the beginning, it changes depending on the day, and some folks have a very good experience with Lightning Lane. And I did get a lot of comments of people saying, hey, you know, we used Lightning Lane the other day and it was perfect. We went on so many things and it was great for our family, and that's awesome. That's the way the system should work. It should work flawlessly like that. But it shouldn't bog down the normal queues. The ratios are completely off. And that's my next point. Yeah, honestly, the ratios I think are completely off, especially on very busy days. On slower days, it's a little bit better, but on extremely busy days, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, say during the summer or during the holidays, it seems like they're taking 90 lightning lane people and then only 10 standby people. When that ratio is that completely different, that's when you have the standbys completely backed up. And that's where I think it's not really fair for the guests that decided not to purchase lightning lane, because it makes the guests that didn't purchase the lightning lane feel like they're missing out on an opportunity, even though they've already spent a lot of money to get into the park in the first place. The ratio needs to change to where, yes, it should favor lightning lane, but not to a degree where it's like 90-10 or 80-20. It should be a reasonable middle ground. Because me personally, I don't think that a guest spending an extra $20 should have that much of an advantage over a guest that decided not to spend the extra $20. The ratio would automatically change if the price was higher and, of course, the service was capped. And that is my next point. They shouldn't sell up to 50% of the guests in the park lightning lane. That is so many people. If that's what they're doing, again, like I used in the first video, the example I used, if there's 60,000 people in the park and 30,000 people are purchasing lightning lane, I mean, that's massive. At what point are we just kind of dwindling down to, we're just paying for something that could have been free? We're just again paying to stand in a different portion of the line because of its entry price. It's just too inexpensive. Now, if Disneyland stayed like this all the time, then it would be a totally different story, and I probably wouldn't even be making this video. But the fact that Disneyland does get extremely busy 9 times out of 10, and the lightning lanes end up destroying the standby queues, this is why it's just become a topic. Now, I had a lot of people say, Dylan, you know, I get what you're saying, but the park's already expensive. People are already spending so much money. Why on earth would you suggest, you know, spending even more money? Well, because I think everyone that walks through these gates should have somewhat of a fair opportunity to have a great time. And again, the company shouldn't prioritize one particular group in the park, and that's it. If there are 60,000 people in the park and 30,000 of them are purchasing lightning lane, well, what does that do to the other 30,000 that decided not to purchase it? It puts them in a totally different position, and it almost, for me, because I've experienced, you know, waiting in normal lines all the time, it makes you feel like you've done something wrong, and it makes you feel like almost defeated that now you're almost being punished for not spending the $20, because again, they're favoring the lightning lane so much so that the queue gets backed up, and even the lightning lane people are having to wait a few extra minutes than what they paid for. So in general, the entire thing, honestly, I just feel like needs to go back to the drawing board. Now, let's start armchair imagineering. Let's redo the system. Let's make a new lightning lane system from the ground up. First, let's start with the price, since it's the most controversial aspect. $100, starting price, $100 per person per day. Slowest day, it's $100. On the more busier days, let's go to $149 or even $200. We're gonna model this very similar to what Universal's doing. That's the first thing. Second, I would allow guests who purchase the service to be able to ride the attractions as many times as they want. Not one time, one and done, no individual lightning lane thing. As many times as you want, you can use the lightning lane, the expedited service, to go on the rides all day long. Next, I would simplify the app on your phone to where you're not on your phone all the time having to worry to book a ride at a specific time of day or whatever. It's just a simple code that a cast member can scan at the lightning lane entrance. You can put your phone away and enjoy the attraction the way that it was intended to be enjoyed. I would also incentivize those staying at a premium resort on property by giving them lightning lane automatically with their hotel stay every day that they're here. And finally, I would give those who purchase the lightning lane add-on to their ticket priority seating for shows and nighttime spectaculars throughout the day. And I'm not going to talk about the ratios because the ratio would automatically be fixed with the price and the amount of people that were able to even purchase the service in the first place, so the ratio would automatically not even be considered. Better app integration, higher price, a cap, better ratios, more perks, specialty seating for nighttime spectaculars and more. And there can also be another laundry list of things that can be added over time. I think that version of the lightning lane is better. And with all these ideas, and of course your guys' suggestions down in the comments below, I think the overall experience here at the park would be greatly improved. There's less people in the lightning lane lines, resulting in better efficiency for the normal standby queues. I mean, in general, should they be charging for stuff like this? Absolutely not. It's silly. I think there shouldn't be anything like this, but let's be real. It's 2022, and all these theme park corporations are gonna wanna try to get as much money out of as people as possible. So, and especially here at Disney. And that's why the price is so low. It's so enticing that everyone can do it. Everyone can spend the $20. But yeah, no, it needs to change. The company needs to be a little bit more simplified and easier, especially for the guests, because at the end of the day, people are here to have fun. They don't want to be on their phones and overcomplicate things. They don't want to overthink anything. It needs to be easy and simple. And yeah, you're just here to have fun. In general, I don't think lightning lanes should be easily accessible, at least that easily accessible for that many people. It should be a premium product in addition to the ticket that you've purchased. It should be a consideration. It shouldn't be a must, because it seems like right now that if you don't purchase it, you're losing out. And that's how you shouldn't make people feel like that. You shouldn't make people feel like they're losing out on something when they've already spent thousands of dollars. So it should just be considered as a premium add-on product to your ticket, just like all the other theme parks do. Let me tell you guys, the other theme parks have been doing this for years, and it's been working. This isn't anything new. Disney was just the last to do it. Yeah, in general, I just want Disney to come up with an experience that is good for everybody. But unfortunately, we don't know if that's gonna be a thing. At the end of the day, they're gonna try to make as much money as possible. So yeah, who knows what they're gonna do. But I'm gonna turn it around to all of you. What do you think they should do to Genie Plus and Lightning Lane? Should they make some changes to the service? Do you like the changes that I was suggesting? Do you think they should go to the route like Universal Studios and Knott's, or maybe even Six Flags is doing? Go ahead and comment down below what your thoughts are, because yeah, I'm super curious to what all of you think. But other than that, I think that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos and a bunch of other theme park content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you stay up to date on every time I post a new one. I've also posted that part 1 video, so if you haven't already watched that, I'll leave that link down below in the description. Be sure to check that out. I have an Instagram account. I'll leave that link as well down in the description. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, you're missing half the fun, so be sure to do that as well. As always, a huge shout out to my Patreon members. You guys are absolutely amazing. And if you want to become a Patreon as well, it's only $5 a month. And I have special live streams there. I have a private Instagram account. A bunch of other fun things are coming to the platform. So yeah, that link will be down below in the description. But other than that, it was a fantastic day at the park. It is very hot. So just like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're coming to Southern California here for the summer or late spring, bring your shorts, bring your sunscreen, and bring your sandals, because yeah, it's a scorcher. But other than that, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.